You have a fleeting Starscream boosting out into space. He flies as far as he could go. Then he is intercepted by this station ship. Instead of the Nemesis, let's call it the Dynasty. Starscream is called forth. He is summoned by this shadowy figure, this legendary evil, known as the Fallen. Instead of Megatron just being a disciple, a right-out disciple, he just reveres the Fallen, an inspiration of strength and a model of how Decepticons should be. He is still the first Decepticon, but Megatron started the movement. The Fallen offers Starscream an opportunity of a lifetime. Starscream has connections to the rest of the Decepticons. In his service, he will be given great power. So let's keep Megatron dead. What this does is give a little bit more weight to Megatron's death in the first movie. The impact of that movie was overturned when they brought him back to life with the Allspark. And the strange thing is they brought him back with the very same thing that killed him in the first movie. So leaving him dead for this movie will respect that moment in the first movie. So let us cut out everything to do with the Allspark fragment that was at the military base, because we will not need that at this point. Let's keep the Allspark fragment that Sam had in his jacket, because that will initiate the film. Sam touching and examining the Allspark fragment will kick off a disturbance that the Fallen will sense and use to find the Matrix. So everything else is pretty much the same until the forest fight. Soundwaves still have a part in this movie. Let's cut out Sam's parents when he goes to college. Let him say goodbye and let Bumblebee escort him because he's a grown man at this point. So Starscream is more than enough to interrogate Sam when he's captured by the Decepticons. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee drop in to save Sam, so it's the same there. The fight carries on to the forest. That's when the Autobots was about to claim victory. Then comes the Fallen. The Fallen comes down to present himself. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee fights him, but he stands his ground, proving himself powerful. A few more Autobots arrive, but the Fallen still remains dominant in the fight. Most of the Autobots are neutralized, but Optimus Prime is still standing. He put forth his effort, but he is defeated. The Fallen kills Optimus Prime. What this does is make the Fallen a threat and a meaningful one. He's not just a figure in the background until the final moment. He shows himself to be powerful, relentless, and it really emphasizes the title, Revenge of the Fallen. He's out for revenge against the Dynasty of Primes. When I saw that Megatron kill Optimus Prime in the movie, I was upset. That feeling that I have for Megatron should be towards the Fallen. The audience, the viewer, being bitter towards the antagonist is what should happen in a movie. So when the protagonist defeats the enemy, the payoff is much more greater. The feeling, the emotion. Optimus Prime was just so brutal in the movie towards the Fallen, but it's like, dude, what did this guy really do to you? But when Optimus Prime took down Megatron, it felt more deserving. I wanted him to take him out, but humiliation was good enough, so the viewer should have resentment towards the Fallen, the main antagonist of the film. So having Megatron out of the film could give the spotlight towards the Fallen. So the film continues like usual, but instead of Skids and Mudflap with Bumblebee, you have Sideswipe and Bumblebee. And I think I got 20 more likes just by saying that. Everything about Jetfire was great. His storytelling was wonderful. I would not change a thing, but I would like for him to have a few more lines that is about his connection to the Fallen. The more you make things relative, the more everything becomes more connected and more solid as a story, as a plot. These characters being very relative to each other makes everything a bit more weighted. The connection between Optimus Prime and Sam Witwicky is actually admirable. I actually enjoyed this connection better than Sam and Bumblebee's relationship. And I think it started off in the Battle of Mission City when Optimus Prime saw Sam protecting the Allspark. I think really plays well in that relationship at the start. So Jetfire being enthused to see a Prime, him being intrigued by Sam meeting a Prime, all of this plays on the universe mythos of the Primes. You have Optimus Prime as the righteous Prime. You have the Fallen as the evil Prime. You have Jetfire, who knew the Fallen. And then you have Sam Witwicky, who respects Optimus Prime. All of that is a good mix. And to me personally, Revenge of the Fallen probably has the best things of any Transformers movie. It's not the best movie. I still think that the first Transformers movie is the best movie. It still falls behind Age of Extinction and Dark of the Moon, but for how it feels, it's probably the best feeling movie. For its merit, it is not the best, but Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is a movie that I personally enjoy. This one really have a good theme to it. I'm not going to lie about that. So the movie once again plays out the same. Sam journeys to Egypt to find the Matrix of leadership. So let's still work within the confines of 2008-2009 and have Devastator still be limited. The likely reason why Devastator was limited in the movie was because he was powerful on the ILM computers. He still uncovers the Harvester, but let him fight the Autobots as well. Jetfire arrives to help the Autobots. Devastator is proven too powerful for the Autobots to defeat. In the midst of the mayhem, Sam makes a run for Optimus. He revives Optimus with the power of the Matrix. And in a split of a second, the Fallen teleports and knocks all the Autobots back and take the Matrix. He tells Jetfire that he's failed. Jetfire replies by saying a Prime should be a leader of integrity. Repelled by that statement, the Fallen fatally wounds Jetfire and teleports to the Harvester. Jetfire sees that his damage is too severe. He offers himself to Optimus to defeat the Fallen, from one Prime to another. Behold, the glory of Jetfire. Optimus Prime combines with the parts of Jetfire and jets out, heading for the Harvester. However, there's still Devastator. Optimus Prime goes out, goes for the head, and take only one shot, shooting down the Combiner. This is to show everybody that Optimus Prime is back and more powerful than ever. Now it's time to face the Fallen. The Fallen start flinging things towards Optimus, but Optimus dodged them all. He tackles the Fallen into a sight and they battle. This time, with no Megatron to help him, it's just between him and Optimus. Jet power, Optimus. The Fallen comes in hot, but Optimus this time is able to equal him out. They go at it some more. Optimus shooting with all that he's got, and the Fallen using his powers. Eventually, Optimus overpowers the Fallen and kills him. Optimus takes the Fallen body and throws it into the Harvester, blowing it up. Optimus says, "For the ancestors," as he finally rights the wrong of that piece of their history. And everything else plays out the same. Optimus Prime thanks Sam Witwicky for bringing him back, and the movie ends with a new divide. Hope you all enjoyed this. What if Megatron wasn't revived? You know, his absence wouldn't really made a difference in this movie, because there was no real point of him being in Revenge of the Fallen. Even when I saw him in 2009, I was like, he serves someone? He's Megatron. He don't serve anybody. Why does he have a master? He is his own. That kind of goes against the character. So his absence would have done more for the character than him being brought back. Besides a few moments in the film, this movie wastes him. And you should have had the Fallen instead of him doing certain things. The Fallen should have been active. Hey, there's a thing in movies that the big bad guy stays in the back. That isn't always the best idea for writing a villain. If he's weak, then he's weak. And it defeats the purpose of the big bad character. If you have a statement that only a Prime can defeat the Fallen, then why is the Fallen not busting heads and taking names? You shouldn't have to wait until the last Prime is dead for him to rise. That's why I added that point of the Fallen killing Optimus in the movie instead of Megatron, so to establish him as the threat as he was supposed to be. Removing Megatron would give way to the Fallen. I don't know whose decision was to bring Megatron back, but it was a silly one. Transformers can deal with different villains. Of course, none could hold a candle to Megatron, except probably Unicron, but hey, they still have the potential to be good villains. Having a Prime who turned evil and lost his way is pretty interesting in the Transformers mythos, and this film needed more of the Fallen. He has the voice, he has the appearance, he just needed more to do. This is Lights 126 saying to all of one.